Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, I'm going to discuss to you arithmetic sequence. But before that, let me give you a little hint about sequence. So when we say sequence, this is an ordered list of numbers. Each number in the sequence is called term. So for example, we have here sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. So these are the terms of the sequence. Okay, ito yung tinatawag natin na term. And 1 here is the first term, 3 is the second term, 5 is the third term, 7 is the fourth term, 9 is the fifth term, and so on. So the notation A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, and so on is used to denote the different terms in the sequence. For example, si first term, that is A sub 1. Okay? Si second term naman, that is A sub 2. Si third term, A sub 3. Fourth term, A sub 4. Fifth term, A sub 5, and so on. A sequence is a function whose domain is the finite set or the infinite set. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na finite sequence, meron din tayong tinatawag na infinite sequence. So when we say finite sequence, this is a sequence with specific first and last term. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong first term and meron tayong specific last term. So for example, we have here a sequence 199, 98, 97. So as you can see, it stops at some point. And in this given example, we have 4 terms given. The first term, this is the first term, which is the 100. Okay, first term or A sub 1. This is 99 is the second term, or that's A sub 2. 98 is the third term or A sub 3, and then 97 is the fourth term or A sub 4. So yung fourth term natin dito, yun yung last term natin, and 100 is the first term. So for infinite sequence, from the word infinite, it has an infinite number of terms. For example, we have here sequence 3, 6, 12, 24, 48, and so on. So, as you can see, we have 3 dots here, and it tells us that the sequence keeps going or it continues forever, meaning may karugtong pa yan dyan aside from 48. Okay? So, may mga karugtong pa yan siya dyan na mga terms. So, again, the 3 dots here indicate that the sequence continues beyond 48, which is the last given here. And it is customary to use the notation A sub n to designate the nth sequence, and this represents the nth term of the sequence. Okay, so before we will proceed to arithmetic sequence, let's try this first. Find the first 3 terms of the following nth term. Okay, so first 3 terms, it means that we have to solve for the A sub 1, A sub 2, and A sub 3 given the nth term. So for number 1, we have A sub n equals 2n minus 1. So for A sub 1, for the first term, okay, that's A sub 1. This is for the first term. Okay, so we will substitute 1 to n for A sub 1. Then 2n, n is 1 minus 1. Okay, and then simplify. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So therefore, in the given nth term, the first term is 1. Okay, so substitute lang natin yung 1 doon sa variable n. So since first 3 terms, we're done with the first term or A sub 1. Next is the second term. Okay, so second term or A sub 2. So we will substitute 2 to n. Okay, so n is 2 minus 1. Substitute lang yung 2. Then 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1, 3. So it means that the second term is 3. And for the third term naman, again, we will substitute 3 to the variable n. Okay, so a sub 3 for third term equals 2 times n. N is 3 minus 1. 2 times 3 is 6 minus 1, that's 5. So therefore, the third term is 5. And the first three terms, given the nth term a sub n equals to n minus 1, we have first term is 1, second term is 3, third term is 5. Okay, another one, we have a sub n equals 12 minus 3n. So this is the nth term given. So again, for the first term, we will just substitute 1 to the variable n. For the second term, we will substitute 2 to the variable n. And for the third term, we will substitute 3 to the variable n. So let's start. Solve for the first term or a sub 1. Okay? So, first term or a sub 1, substitute natin 1 to n equals 12 minus 3n. n is 1. So, simplify natin. 3 times 1 is 3. 12 minus 3 is 9. So, our first term given this nth term is 9. So, for the second term naman, we will change or we will substitute 2 to the variable n. So, that's a sub 2 for second term. Then, substitute natin dito 2 to n. Then, simplify. 3 times 2 is 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. It means that the second term is 6. Okay, as simple as that. And for the third term naman, we will change or we will substitute 3 to the variable n. So, n is 3. Since third term ang isolve natin, so a sub 3, substitute lang equals 12 minus 3. Substitute natin 3 kasi third term to n. Then, 3 times 3 is 9. 12 minus 9 is 3. And for the third term, we have 3. So, therefore, the first 3 terms are 9, 6, 3. Okay, given this nth term here. Okay, so for the third example, you can pause the video and try to find or solve the first 3 terms of this given nth term here. Okay, so let's solve for the first term. Still, we have to substitute 1. Since it is first term, then we will substitute 1 to n. So if it's first term, it means that the value of n is 1. Okay, so that's a sub 1 equals 3 raised to n is 1. So, basically, a sub 1 or the first term is 3. And for the second term naman, since it is second term, it means that the value of n is 2. So, that's a sub 2 equals 3 raised to n is 2. 3 raised to 2. Then, 3 raised to 2 is 9. It means that 3 times 3. So, 3 times 3 is 9. So, our second term here is 9. And for the third term, since third term siya, it means the value of n is 3. So, we will just simply substitute 3 to variable n. So, that's a sub 3 for the third term equals 3 raised to n is 3. So, 3 raised to 3 means 3 times 3 times 3. So, that's gonna be 27. So, it means our third term here is 27. Therefore, the first 3 terms are 3, 9, 27. If we try to observe the sequence of the 3 examples, we can say that a sequence follows a certain pattern. So, it could be in decreasing order or it could be in increasing order. Well, we have different types of sequences. We have the arithmetic sequence. We also have this what we call geometric sequence. We have the harmonic sequence and Fibonacci sequence. But for this video lesson, I'm going to focus on the first type of sequence, the arithmetic sequence. Okay, so what is an arithmetic sequence? Arithmetic sequence is a sequence where every term after the first is obtained by adding. Okay? By adding a constant called the common difference. In other words, when we say common difference, it is a constant number being added to the term to obtain the next term. So it means to say that in order for us to identify the next term, we should have the value of the common difference, okay, to be added to the term to obtain the next term. Any term in an arithmetic sequence can be found by using this formula. So we have a sub n equals a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d, where a sub n is the nth term, n, that's the number of terms, a sub 1 is the first term, and d is the common difference. Okay, so let's take this example. What is the 10th term of the arithmetic sequence 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, and so on? So first, we're going to identify the given. And since we're going to solve for the 10th term, it means that the value of n is 10, and we're going to solve for the a sub 10. Then our first term based on the given sequence is 3. And for our common difference, that's 4. So, paano ba nakuha si 4? To get the common difference, we're going to subtract second term minus the first term. So, 7 minus 3, that's 4. Or pwede din na third term minus second term. So, basta consecutive yung term. Okay, pwede din na 15 minus 11 or 19 minus 15. So, still that's 4. So, our common difference here is 4. Now, since we already have the values needed in our formula, we are now ready to substitute those values. So, this is the formula for the arithmetic sequence. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. Then, n is 10, substitute 10. A sub 1 is 3, n is 10, 10 minus 1, our common difference is 4. So, take note that we have to simplify this first kasi siya yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 times 4, that's 36. 36 plus 3, that's 39. Therefore, the 10th term of the given sequence, of the given arithmetic sequence is 39. Or a sub 10 is equal to 39. Okay, so ganun lang. Another example, this one. What is the third term of the arithmetic sequence if the first term is 4 and the sixth term is 29? So, first step is to identify the given of the problem. So, here, we have 4 as the value of the first term, 29 as the value of the sixth term or a sub 6, and then our third term is unknown. In this case, since we don't have any consecutive term, so we cannot directly identify kung ano yung value ng common difference natin. And it means to say that we are going to solve for the common difference first. Okay? Before natin ma-solve si third term. So, ang formula na gagamitin pa rin is the formula of an arithmetic sequence. So, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. So, we're going to solve for the common difference first. And in this case, we will use the a sub 6, okay, as a sub n. So, a sub 6 equals yung first term, a sub 1 is 4. And then, n is 6. So, 6 minus 1 times d. And since a sub 6 is 29, substitute natin dito, 29. Okay, and then equals 4. 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, 6 minus 1 is 5 times d, that's 5d. Transpose natin si 4 from positive 4 maging negative 4. 29 minus 4 equals 5d. So, 29 minus 4 is 25. So, to get the value of d, we have to omit or kailangan makancel si coefficient ng variable d. And therefore, we have to divide both sides by 5. So, cancel. D therefore is 5. Since 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now, since we already have the value of the common difference, we can solve the value of the third term. So, still, the same formula ang gagamitin. And then, a sub 3. First term is 4. N is 3 minus 1. And our common difference is 5. Then, 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, 2 times 5, that's 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay, therefore, a sub 3 or the third term is 14. So for example number 3, if the 16th term of an arithmetic sequence is 48 and the common difference is 3, find the third term. So first step is to identify the given. Okay, and for our common difference, that's 3. And then we also have the 16th term or a sub 16, which is 48. And the unknown is the third term. We're going to solve for the third term. But since we need the value of the first term, kasi kailangan natin siya dito sa formula, we will solve the value of the first term first kasi hindi siya given. Okay? So, to solve for the first term, okay, first term muna before si third term. So, a sub n, gagamitin natin si a sub 16. So, a sub 16 equals first term plus n is 16 minus 1. Our common difference given is 3. Next is, the value of the 16th term or a sub 16 is 48. So, we're going to substitute 48 here, equals our first term, that's the first unknown. And then 16 minus 1 is 15. 15 times 3, that's 45. Transpose natin si 45 sa kabila from positive magiging negative. So 48 minus 45 is 3. So the value of the first term is 3. So since we have the value of the first term already, pwede na natin isolve si third term. So, for the third term, that's a sub 3 equals yung first term natin na 3 plus n is 3. So, 3 minus 1 times the common difference na 3. Then, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. So, therefore, the third term of the given sequence is 9. Okay, so for example number 4, find the number of terms in the arithmetic sequence 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, and so on. Then our last term given is negative 26. So we have to find the value of n or the number of terms. So first is, let's identify the given. So our common difference is negative 2. Since 18 minus 20 is negative 2, then pwede din siya 16 minus 18. That's still negative 2. Or 14 minus 16, that's negative 2. Or 12 minus 14, still that's negative 2. So our common difference therefore is negative 2. And for our first term, that's 20. So n, that's the unknown. We're going to solve for the number of terms. And then a sub n here will be the last term given na negative 26. So proceed tayo sa formula. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d, where ang a sub n natin, that's negative 26. Our first term is 20 plus n is unknown minus 1 times our common difference na negative 2. Okay. Next is we have to distribute negative 2 dito. Okay. So we will use the distributive property. So negative 2 times n is negative 2n. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. And then, since, okay, magiging ganito, negative 26 equals 20, and then positive times negative 2n is negative 2n. Then, positive times positive 2 is positive 2. Okay, so, pwedeng i-combine na diretso yung terms or pwedeng i-transpose lahat. Okay? So, dito, we transpose positive 20. From positive 20, maging negative 20. From positive 2, maging negative 2 and maiwan si negative 2n sa right side. And then simplify. Negative 26 minus 20 minus 2 is negative 48. So take note, same sila ng sign. What you're going to do is to add and then copy the common sign. So negative 48 equals negative 2n. So for us to cancel the coefficient of the variable n, we have to divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, divide negative 2 divided by negative 2. Cancel, and therefore is 24. So it means that there are 24 terms. So ibig sabihin, itong last term given dito, si negative 26 ay pang 24th term or a sub 24. Okay, so there are 24 terms. Okay, so each arithmetic sequence has its own unique formula. So aside from yung general formula natin for arithmetic sequence, so the formula can be used to find any term we wish to find, which makes it a valuable formula. And to find these formulas, we will use this what we call the explicit rule. Okay, so let's take this example. Find the explicit formula of the arithmetic sequence 26, 31, 36, 41, 46, and so on. So to solve for or to find the explicit formula, we have to identify the given, and what we need here is the value of the first term and the value of the common difference lang. Yung dalawa lang ang kailangan natin to find the explicit formula of the arithmetic sequence. So in this sequence, the first term is 26 and our common difference is 5. So that's 31 minus 26 is 5. 36 minus 31 is 5. 41 minus 36 is 5. So common difference is 5. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to use the general formula of the arithmetic sequence. So that's a sub n equals a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d, and plug in the values or substitute the values. So for the first term, that's 26, and our common difference is 5. Substitute lang natin. And then, distributive property dito. So 5 times n is 5n. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And then positive times 5n is positive 5n. Positive times negative 5 is negative 5. Then, combine like terms. In this case, 26 minus 5 is 21. Therefore, the explicit formula for the given sequence above is this one. A sub n equals 5n plus 21. Okay, so another example. Find the explicit formula of the arithmetic sequence 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, and so on. So last term given is negative 26. So take note, what we need is the value of the first term and the value of the common difference only. Yun lang yung dalawa. So yung common difference dito ay negative 2 and our first term is 20. Then substitute natin sa formula. First term is 20, substitute, our common difference is negative 2. And then, distributive property, negative 2 times n is negative 2n, negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. So here, negative 2n times positive is positive 2n. Okay, combine like terms, that's negative 2n, then 20 plus 2 is 22. So our explicit formula for the given sequence above is a sub n equals negative 2n plus 22. Okay, now your turn. We have here 4 problems. Please feel free to pause the video and try to answer this one. So for number 1, the first term of an arithmetic sequence is 2, while the 18th term is 87. What is the 4th term of the sequence? So first is, let's identify the given. So here, we have the first term given, which is 2. And we have 87 as the 18th term, or a sub 18. And our common difference is unknown, and the 4th term is also unknown. So first thing to do is we have to solve for the common difference first. Since there is no consecutive terms given. So, kailangan isolve muna natin yung common difference. That's by using the formula or nth term. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. And then plug in all the values needed, where we will use the 18th term or A sub 18 as A sub n. Okay, and then first term is 2, n is 18 minus 1, and our common difference is unknown. So the value of A sub 18 or the 18th term is 87 equals to plus 18 minus 1 is 17, 17 times d is 17d. And then transpose positive 2, magiging negative 2. 87 minus 2 is 85. And to cancel the coefficient of the variable d, we have to divide both sides by 17. So, cancel, and 85 divided by 17 is 5. Therefore, the value of the common difference is 5. Now, since we already have the value of our common difference, we can now solve the value of the fourth term. Okay? So, still, we have the same, or we have to follow the same formula. Then, A sub n, since fourth term siya, then we have to substitute 4 to n. So, A sub 4 equals, our first term is 2 plus n is 4 minus 1, and our common difference is 5. Then 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. Therefore, the value of the fourth term or A sub 4 is 17. For item number 2, what is the nth term of the arithmetic sequence 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and so on? So when we say nth term, that refers to the formula. What is the formula? And in this case, we're going to use the explicit formula, finding the explicit formula of the given arithmetic sequence. So take note, we only need the value of the first term and the common difference. And in this case, the first term is 7, and our common difference is 2. Since 9 minus 7 is 2, 11 minus 9 is 2, 13 minus 11 is 2. So our common difference is 2. And then, for our formula, we have to plug in the values. Okay, value of A sub 1 is 7, plus quantity n minus 1, our common difference is 2. Then use the distributive property. 2 times n is 2n, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And then combine like terms. So that's 7 minus 2 is 5. Therefore, the explicit formula or the nth term of the given sequence above is A sub n equals to n plus 5. Okay, for number 3, what is the ninth term of the arithmetic sequence 11, 15, 19, 23? Okay, so in this problem, we're going to solve for the ninth term. So first, we have to identify the given. N is, since we're going to solve for the ninth term, then n is 9, and then A sub 9, that's the unknown. First term is 11, and our common difference is 4. Since 15 minus 11 is 4, 19 minus 15 is 4, and pwedeng 23 minus 19, that's 4. So our common difference is 4. And then proceed to the formula. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. Plug in the values. Okay, A sub n equals, our first term is 11 plus n is 9 minus 1 times our common difference 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 11 is 43. Therefore, the value of the ninth term or A sub 9 is 43. Okay, so for the last item, find the number of terms in the arithmetic sequence 1, 1/2, 0, negative 1/2, and so on. And the last term given here is negative 15. So, first, again, identify the given. Okay? So, we have here, our common difference is negative 1/2. Since, okay, second term minus first term, that's 1/2 minus 1. Okay? So, negative 1/2. So, our common difference is negative 1/2. And for the first term here, that's 1. N is unknown, and of course, yung A sub N na gagamitin natin is yung last term given. Kasi dito, we have to identify or we have to solve kung pang ilan ba si negative 15. Ilang terms lahat if negative 15 is the last term. So, A sub N is negative 15. And then proceed to the formula. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. Plug in all the values. A sub n is negative 15 equals, our first term is 1 plus quantity n minus 1 since wala tayong value ng n pa kasi yan ang isolve natin. And then plug in the value of the common difference, negative 1/2. And use the distributive property. Negative 1/2 times n is negative 1/2 n. Negative 1/2 times negative 1 is positive 1/2. And then combine like terms. Ilipat natin sa kabila. I-transpose natin si positive 1 magiging negative 1. Ito naman automatic na kasi pag i-distribute natin si positive dito maging negative 1/2 n, positive times positive 1/2 is still positive 1/2. So, positive 1/2, transpose natin sa kabila maging negative 1/2. And, maiwan dito sa right side si negative 1/2 n. And then, simplify, negative 15 minus 1 minus 1/2 is negative 33 over 2. Okay? And then, dito sa kabila, that's negative 1/2 n. And to cancel the coefficient of the variable n, kasi value lang ng n ang kailangan natin, we have to divide both sides by the coefficient negative 1/2. So, divide din dito sa kabila. Okay? So, negative 33 over 2 divided by negative 1/2 is 33. Okay? So, therefore, the value of n is 33. Ibig sabihin, in this given sequence here, arithmetic sequence, pang 33 si negative 15. Or, if negative 15 is the last term, then there are 33 terms in all. Okay? Okay, so this is the end of this video lesson. I hope you guys learned something from this